Hi, today I'm creating a flip card, so I'm starting with 2 sheets of A4 paper and I'm going to score these at 11 inch and then I'm just going to chop that little bit of excess off. We're going to make a card that is 5.5 by 5.5, so now if you've got a big enough guillotine with a big enough measure on, you don't need to score it, but I don't. Well, I do, but it means digging it out, so it's much easier to do this way. And then on the first sheet, I'm going to score it at 5.5. Oh, what have I done with that? Oh, where have I put that? Can't score anything if I don't know what I've done with the tool. Oh, it's there. So literally, I've had to find another one. Could not find it anywhere. Right, so we're going to score this at 5.5. And then I am going to chop it at 5.5. Just to create the card base itself. Now we're going to use some pattern paper on the front of here. And I'm going to cut that to 5.25 by 5.25. I'm just going to glue that on, then I'm going to set it to one side to dry while I do the rest because I want to put it through the die machine, but I don't want to make a mess. And on a regular basis I have to clean glue off my die cutting plates. So I'll just bob that to one side to dry. And in the meantime, I'm going to get my other piece of card, and I'm going to score that at 2 3/4, five and a half, and 8 1/4. And then again, I'm going to use the guillotine to just cut that away to 5.5. Then putting the shortest end up to the top of my scoreboard, I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch, and that's just down to the first original score line, and 5 inch. Oh my gosh, we heard the wind and the rain. And again, stopping at that score line. Then I'm going to cut that bit away. We don't need that bit. This is just part of the mechanism. You're not actually going to need to really see this bit, so it doesn't matter if it's a little bit wonky. then you want to fold them so that they're a mountain, and then a valley. And while I'm waiting for that other little bit to dry, I'm going to put some panels on here. So these are going to have patterned paper on, and these are 2. So if we go 2.5 by 5.25. So 2.5. Oh, which side do I want? Actually, I quite like. Oh. 2.5 by 5.25. Just check that before I cut any more. Yeah, I'm going to use that bit as well. I quite like that bit. So 2.5. Too much decision here. 2.5 be 5.75. And shall we have the bit torn for which? What have I done here? Yeah, not 5.75. What should it have been? 5.25, not 5.75. And I think I might put the same as the outside in the middle. So 5.25 this time. By 2.5. We'll put them on, and then we have to write on this panel here. Wow, no, we could always write on the back of the card, that's fine. We'll just put this, I'll just glue these down. Oh, I need to fill my glue pot. It's going to start to drive me bonkers. And bob that to one side to dry. So while that's all drying, I'm going to cut myself out of some pink card. One of my, what are they? The Daisy May Designs Torn Circle Nesting Dies, and this is the second largest. So I'm going to cut this out of the pink that I've already made the card base out of. And I'm also going to cut myself a circle nesting die. This is just a stitch circle nesting die. I believe it's a Gemini one, but the packet's long gone. Just because I want a piece of alcohol marker friendly white paper in the middle. So I'm just going to cut out a piece of white paper as well. So I've cut my white stamping card, which we'll deal with in a moment. And then I'm going to cut this same pattern out, this same shape out the front of my card. I want it about even. And I'm just going to use some low tack tape to keep that in place. And we'll put that through the die cutting machine. There we go. Now next up, we're going to take the panel that we'd created and we're going to glue these two here. In fact, I'm going to use a little bit of double-sided tape just because I need to refill that glue. Didn't exactly go to plan, did it? It might have been quicker to fill the glue. It would have been quicker to fill the glue. Right, so I've got my card base. And these want to go up to this scar line here. So the front of your card should look like that if it's laid flat. And you're going to put glue on this panel here. Let's just get a big glue. And then we're going to push that so that it lines up with this corner here and glue that down. So just make sure that they're lined up. Close it if you want to, just to make sure. It does move slightly, so. In fact, I'm going to put one of my daughter's painted rocks on it just to hold it. And then what I need to do is just put the circle onto this bit, but I'm going to let that dry first. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue this onto this part of the card inside. Now it's really important because this isn't straight that you line it up correctly first. So I have spent a little bit of time making sure that I've got the right bit and I've marked it. go. I just feel that once we've got that bit of white on there, it's going to be there's going to be too much pink. So I'm going to take this patterned paper and I'm going to use the next size up nesting die and just cut another circle. So it will, that's that one, so I want the one after that. I think that's my largest one. You will lose some of the stitching around the edge of the thing, but we'll give it a go, see what it looks like. So I'm just going to cut that out. I think that'll work better. So I'll glue that bit on. I'm not gluing my circle, my white circle on yet, because I'm going to put my image on there first. So the card base is nice and dry. I've stamped and coloured my image, which is a Daisy May Design celebration cake. And I've stamped the sentiment which says lights, camera, action. And I've just put that on some foam tape to give it a little bit more dimension. So I'm going to glue this down. Make sure that it's straight. Attempt to get the back off the sticky foam tape. And then I think I'm going to finish it with some enamel dots. So I'm just going to use some of these pale pink dots. Just to finish it. Here we go. So we've got a lovely flip card. Really easy to make, looks really effective.